Boo. Yeah, it's that time of year. It's spooky season, and I think that it's time for us to watch some scary movies. And I know there's a lot of them, so it's a little hard to pick, but I'm a film major, and I've watched like 1 or 2 movies before, so I feel like I can give you some recommendations that I think you might enjoy. The first movie I'll recommend is Alien, the original one, which I know is kind of basic, but it's just that good. And not Aliens, the sequel, Alien, the original. They're 2 different movies. It's weird. It's the first horror movie I ever really watched, and it does a really good job of easing you into being scared. So it's not going to jump out of your TV and grab you and make you feel like, wetting your pants. It's going to slowly ease you into that, and it has enough going on in the set design and atmosphere and acting and makeup and everything else that even if you're not really into horror, you can totally be into all the weird, cool sci-fi elements in it, and it's fantastic. It deserves all the praise that it gets. The second movie that I'll recommend is actually an experimental film, and it came out very recently. It's called Skinamarink. If you've ever woken up when you're 6 years old and nobody else in the house is awake and you don't really know what to do, but you can't go back to bed, this is that film. That film is that feeling personified. You feel like that for the whole run through, and it's crazy. It's gonna be boring for a lot of people, but when it works, it really works. It's an experimental film, so I don't expect everybody to enjoy it, but I think that it has a lot of crazy stuff that I've never seen before, and it makes cartoons and toy telephones terrifying, and it's really, really good. The last movie I'll recommend is Ring, or Ringu. Basically the original Ring, not the American version, but the Japanese one that it's based off of. And Ringu is weirdly melancholy. It's not really scary all the time. It's mostly just somber and unsettling. And I really like that. It doesn't really want to scare the pants off you. What it really wants to do is make you feel uncomfortable and really examine the situations these people have been in. And it's so weirdly emotional for a horror film. Its primary focus is not actually being horror, although it is scary. I should recommend that part. But a lot of the time it's focused on being weird and surreal, mixed with these really wonderfully calming shots of the ocean or the city in fall. It's my favorite horror movie. I don't think it can be beat. It's something about it just kind of speaks to me. I've never had a horror movie that wants to be so relaxing to watch, only to scare me later on without really letting me settle into that feeling of being on edge. I don't know, it's just good. So those are my horror movie recommendations. I know I don't have a ton of them, and they're a little experimental, but I really think you'll enjoy them. And it's worth branching out, so you're not just watching the same type of scares over and over again. The horror genre is varied and interesting and has so many unique ideas that I think